Hello everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey here with you today with a new project from Chic Tags. I have out my projects or my materials already, as you can see, and I'm also getting my photos ready. Now you'll have to excuse my hoarse voice. I did a lot of cheering for my son's baseball game this past weekend, and I'm finding that my voice did not recover quite as quickly as I might have liked. I have out that beautiful vellum from the Let's Go collection and also that yellow patterned paper as well. I got out a bunch of the embellishments, as you can see in that upper left-hand corner, along with a piece of white cardstock. I want to use a lot of the embellishments. I don't always get around to using them, which is unfortunate because they're always so fantastic and gorgeous. But since I love patterned paper so much, it's often hard for me to get around to the embellishments. So today I'm going to definitely try that. Now I'm going to trim off a couple of inches of that yellow patterned paper and go ahead and adhere it to the bottom. That'll be sort of the anchor of my page. I love the color of that paper. It's a nice bright yellow, but it's also got sort of a chalky feel, which is really fun, and I like it a lot. Now I'm going to trim one of these tags from the back of that paper, and it's really fun, and it says LAX, which is the initials for the Los Angeles airport. We actually didn't fly there. We actually flew to Orange County, but I figured for the purpose of this spread or layout that it was perfectly fine to use that one instead. So now that I've got that trimmed, I'm going to go ahead and look for a 3x4 card in my package to find one that works great for this layout. I was hoping there would be one specific for air travel in here, but there wasn't, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the one that looks like a tag, and it works well with that other tag that I trimmed from the patterned paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and go through these little tags, which are gorgeous. A lot of them have that really pretty gold foil on there, and I love using those. And I'm also just looking for a couple of others that will accentuate my photos. I find a ton of them that I actually really want to use, but I don't want to go crazy, so I just pull out a couple to layer on top right there for now. And I'm going to figure out how to arrange my photos. I want the whole page to just have sort of a overlapping, thrown down, sort of piled up vibe. I don't normally do things like that. I'm usually a lot more linear and keeping track of where my stuff is going in a straight format, but today I figured why not? Let's be a little bit crazy. So now I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut the gold foil North and South America out of that sheet of paper. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the gold foil. I'm so excited to get to use this map on a page too, because I never knew if I would actually do any travel pages or whatever before I lost track of this paper. So I'm very excited to get to use it. Now I'm just being very broad around the outside. I don't feel a real need to be particularly neat. It also helps that this isn't really actually all that hard to cut out because I'm not a very good cutter. Now I've got that all cut out here in just 1 second. I'm going to trim up all that and stuff, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere it after I trim that little part by Alaska and Canada. I'm going to adhere it right behind my photo. I want most of it to hang out, but I definitely want some of it to be hidden behind the photo, as obviously they're the focal point of the page, not the gold map, which is a shame because the gold map is really cool. So I'm really happy with how it turned out, so I'm going to go ahead and start adhering down all of the pieces, starting with those little tags. And they're just so fun, and I love how they look, and they really just add a really sort of crazy, whimsical feel to the whole thing, which is usually completely unlike me. So now it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and just adhere down that whole piece that I just created with the embellishments underneath that photo, and then get the map adhered down as well. Now, as you'll see in this video, I use like 3 or 4 different adhesives, maybe only 3 in this one, which is pretty standard for me. I've always seemed to have a different adhesive for a different item. Now I'm using my tiny one just to get the edges because it's so small it doesn't really bother the paper to lift up a little corner, and it goes right on. I like to use the tape runner for my photos. I have been scrapping a long time, and when I go back through my old ones, I do find photos or embellishments that are sort of falling in my album. So the ATG really seems to prevent that. I'm going to go ahead and go through those Let's Go wood veneers. There are so many fantastic ones that really fit my particular theme for this layout. I'm using the heart and geotag and the airplane, and I love it, and I'm so excited that I finally get to use it. And then I'm going to get out the Cloud 9 ones. Now, I like to keep my embellishments in the original packages if at all possible, so I just removed the staples from these clamshells because the backing will slide right back into the plastic part, so I can keep them in the original package. So I just take the staples out with some care as to not destroy the package so I can save it and use it again in the future. I pull out the sun and the cloud from those Cloud 9 embellishments, the wood veneers. They're pretty good with this spread. And then looking through those little tags to find ones that go here as well, because I really want that sort of really super, not busy page, but just a lot of stuff on here and a lot of embellishments, which again, I don't normally do, and maybe I do, but just in a different way. I don't know. They don't usually sort of look piled on, which is kind of what this looks like, but I'm really happy with the results at the end. Now that I figured that all out, and it's looking pretty good and close to a final project, I need to start looking for one more of those gold tags with the gold foil to just stick out at the bottom just to give it a little bit more pop. And again, pulling out yet another adhesive. There it is. That makes 3 for this particular page. If you must know, I like the Sticky Thumb, which is that green one. It's by Lifestyle Crafts for smaller little items like that. And then I use that other tiny Thermoweb one. Usually, I didn't right there, but for my wood veneer or pulling up little corners of things because it gets in there and it's really super easy to stick. And then I use my ATG for the things that really need to stick, and then also for bigger elements. Now those flare from that package are so cute, and I was so excited to use the one that looks like a world with the airplane because I just honestly didn't know if I would get to or not. So I did on this page, and it looks fantastic. I don't know why I'm still digging through my embellishments. Apparently I didn't feel like I got enough on this page, but obviously I did because they all look wonderful together. The Chic Tags collections are so easy to work with. They pretty much scrap themselves, really, if you want to know the truth. So now I'm going to pull out some thicker so I can get to work on my title, and I found some gold, very simple ones in my stash, which is great. It's not the exact same color as the gold foil on that map, and that doesn't bug me at all, because it's just sort of an overall theme. It doesn't need to be really matchy-matchy, so it works out just fine. Now I'm going to add a little bit of journaling in the lower right-hand corner, and that yellow paper has some lines on it to begin with, and they end up being perfect for journaling lines. So I just go ahead and add that with my black Sharpie pen. It works great. This paper really absorbs the pen and the ink well, and it's wonderful, and I really like it a lot. So just adding a small paragraph of journaling, and then I'll be finished with that. Now as you can see, that's finished, and I'm going to get my StazOn ink out and add just one tiny little bit of stamping to this page, and I will be finished. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy my page and that you'll make it a great day. Thank you.